Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino. We're looking at a beer. Today's beers are behind me. So we'll start with a beer from Collingwood. There was a write-up that came with this talking about the Collingwood Brewing Company and how it was the first brewery that opened up in Collingwood, Ontario, which is true. It talked about how he specialized in, your regular beer styles, which is true. He did a great bitter, he did a Pilsner, uh, a whole bunch of beers. And then they talked about the freestyle, because this is a freestyle, and how the freestyles, when, you opened everything up, the sky's the limit, and it's where you experiment and all. This is a fucking blonde, okay? Your freestyle is a blonde. You're not really experimenting when you're making a blonde, unless it's like a coffee blonde, or a hibiscus blonde, or a watermelon blonde, or some shit like that. A blonde. Collingwood Freestyle Blonde. 4.7% alcohol. And I'm not saying it's going to be a bad beer. I'm not saying that. I can get behind a blonde every once in a while. I'm just saying that isn't what screams to me experimental. The sky's the limit. That screams to me your regular lineup. 15 IBU and aromatic, fruity Belgian-style blonde ale. Simple, elegant, perfect for summer sipping. So we're going right back to what I was saying. It more screams the Collingwood regular lineup of beers than something spectacularly different. And they did have another beer that came up, and it was the Sabro Pils, which was also in the freestyle. And I mean, I guess I can get behind the Sabro Pils a little more because you're using Sabro hops, which you wouldn't normally use in a Pilsner. Hazy Crazy. It's a nice blonde color. Imagine my hair was... Ooh, I'd be so sexy. It's a nice blonde hair. Lots of snap, crackle, pop. Lots of snap, crackle, pop. Bright white head. Fades rather quickly. Let's give some sniffs. Let's start with the can. And it's your average Belgian blonde. A little sweet, a little grainy, a little grassy. Almost like a touch of coriander in there. Glass? Yeah, it almost comes off as a wheat beer. Even though it's a blonde. It almost comes off as a wheat beer. Cheers, let's try it. My puppies are out there fighting. A little heavier mouthfeel than I expected, to be honest. House has shifted again, so doors aren't closing. Problem with being a house on stilts. You can't close the bathroom door right now, so you have to hope that nobody comes by, because the bathroom door will not close, so no privacy. It's a really nice tasting beer. I mean, it's a blonde. A little earthy, a little dirty, a little grainy, sweet. It's a Belgian blonde. If you like Belgian blondes, you'll like the beer. If you don't like Belgian blondes, you won't like the beer. Is it a perfect summer sipper? Sure, it's 4.7% alcohol. There's some flavor to it. It makes you know you're drinking a beer. It makes you know you're drinking more than just your average domestic lager. I'm not going to say the taste is miles above an average domestic lager, but there is more flavor there than an average domestic lager. All that being said, easy summer sipper. I don't mind this beer. I just like making fun of the fact that it's part of the Freestyle series and it's just a Belgian blonde ale. Again, to me, if you're going to have this Freestyle series that you're going to tell a company to, well, the company, I don't know if they help the company do the write-ups or not, but the company's doing the write-up about the Freestyle series being where the imagination is the limit. And then here's a blonde ale. If this was just Collingwood Blonde, I'd be like, hey, this is a solid beer. I wouldn't have any jokes to make. Regardless, it's still a solid beer. I'm just being a jerk. I'm being a jerk. Out of 10 on this, 7. I would actually buy this again. It's a solid beer. Like I said, it's a solid drinker. Cheers.